This is a special late night phone live I'm doing, and I'll be doing a couple of these. Basically will show some of the plants that I've been growing, and as I said, I will be doing more of these as time goes on. So basically, today it was interesting. We were me and the other chat earlier were researching things about the different stars and planet systems, and we had a pretty cool time. And right now, looking at the sky, I think is really interesting. So I haven't. Hello, Miranda. I have to get to bed, but have a good night. Hello, Miranda. Thank you, and you have a good night too. Thank you for stopping by and telling me that. All right. You'll be here a second. All right. Yeah. So basically, we had a good time earlier talking about the different planets, and there's this asteroid that looks like a spaceship. It looks kind of like a spaceship. And also right now there's a possum that's lurking in these bushes right here. And basically, yeah, and we talked about the different Old West outlaws and stuff like that. So yeah, so the night looks pretty cool, and I'll show this right here which I was intending to do. Right, these are the elephant ear plants right here. And these are some. They came from a pumpkin that collapsed and the seeds came out of it. And I see the possum right over there, and it's jumping over the fence right now. That's pretty interesting. And so I put the ancestor of this plant here a couple of years ago, and its descendants populated this area right here. And the possum comes into view. I'll show it. And this is a passageway where I have, these came from that other plant. And then over here you have a mixture from a couple of different ones, because I had put a pathway right here, and you have these over here, for instance. They're a hybrid of a couple of different versions of it. This flower, from what I researched, is edible, but it's like a wild plant that grows around here. And this is what's left of the daikon radish, and I've been harvesting the seeds. And you see, it's been for a long time. Usually these things are white when they're fresh, but this was used to produce seeds. Yes, hello, and hello everybody joining in. And also, so basically we have this, yes, a garden vlog right here. We have those are the seed pods. Yes, and I grew them and ate them. I ate some, and I left these for seeds. Although they're technically edible, but they would need to be cooked. And so, right there is what the stink bug I think I was talking to some people about. Yeah, that is something that likes to hang out on these plants, and the plant is still sort of alive. Right here, this is a wild onion. Right here. All right, and right here, you have some more. This is where I planted the spinach. And this is a kind of like a wild plant that grows around here. And I liked these very tall stalks. They're good for privacy hedges and stuff. This was cultivated by the Native Americans, or indigenous people, as some call them, for wheat. They use it kind of like wheat, and medicines and different stuff like that. And they're very good. They're very good for, if you have tomatoes and stuff. They're good for steaks. Right here, this is hello, Silver, good to see you. This is a stalk of a sunflower from last year, and right there's a spider. Scared. There's a spider right there. Nice. And over there, the neighbors have the alien lamp. That's pretty cool in their yard. All right. And over here, we have some more. This elephant ear plant group this is from back in 2017 when I graduated school. I planted it in there a long time ago. And its descendants came. Hello, J1. Hello there. So its descendants populated over the years, and this is the descendants of that elephant ear plant. And it was my grandma didn't want them. Yes, Silver, this is my garden. And they, she didn't really want the plants, and she kind of threw them to the side. And then I took them in a pot, put them over there in 2017, and these are the descendants of it. So it's cool. These are some snails. Scared. Scared's a funny thing that I say for those who don't know. It's like a line of mine. All right, those are the snails. Oh, one of them fell off. It's not my fault. It's to blame the alien man, all right, for that. All right, those are some snails chilling on it, right there. All right, and then you have this one right here. Right. And then you have this one. This is another one that came from those two over there. All right. These are just a bunch of random vines, and you see these plants, they grow out of this, and they go, and they kind of like grow along with it. It provides them shade and stuff as they get older. All right. And let's see over here. Over here is just, I'm going to put some different turnips and things in this area when I have more of the, I'll be plowing like this out with the plow thing. It's like a little shovel thing. It's like a pickaxe. I'll be putting some, turnips and different stuff there. And as I said, for those that weren't here, these, another close-up of the different flower plants. So you have that. And here, that one, these are very nice. They produce these purple flowers. And they look like a trinity, like the Trinity. It's like sort of like a Trinity flower. This is not a fleur-de-lis, but that's kind of like what a fleur-de-lis flower would look like, sort of. And yeah, so you have all these, and look, these seeds right here, let's go right there. You see those seeds? Those are what's called hitchhikers, because they get on your clothes, and it's all these sticky things get on your clothes, and they do that to move around. They'll attach themselves to different animals and people to spread their seeds around. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Miranda. All right. And you have some of the red vine right there. All right. This is the Mexican flower. So these blew in from Mexico, and they grow back every year. And they are a pink and white color. So they're not from the United States. They blew in from over there. They look kind of like the poppy flowers, the California poppy. That's what it looks similar to. It's not a poppy, but it looks like one. Yeah. Nice little, I like to keep a little patch of them right here. All right. Right here is one of the trees. Now you see a hand, kind of like something spooky in the background. That's a Halloween decoration that I left there. All right, so this looks kind of like an ace of spades. This originally came from China. This was put in the United States. Yes, it's very spacious. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I love about it. You see, there's more to it way over there. There's way more. It's a big place. So you have this right here, and this was from China, and they turn red and orange and yellow during the fall. And they say trees down in the swamps don't do that. It just depends on which type of tree it is. Thanks. And this one came from a bigger tree I'm about to show y'all. But this one, yeah, and it was an ornamental plant. And it came from the colonists, the American, when they first settled here and way back in the East Coast, they had them as ornamental plants imported before it was still part of England back then. And then it spread all over the country. So I knew it was a special type of tree. And right here we have, this is a kind of a spooky bug. They like to go inside they love sunflowers. Now, so you have to watch them because sometimes when the sunflowers will kind of populate a lot, but yeah, so he's just chilling. He's famous now. You're famous on YouTube, little bug. Am I growing any herb? Not now, nope. It would be a good place to do that. I would have to be, over here, it's not the most welcomed herb, but it's good to see you, Eric. I'm glad to have you on the channel, but no herbs, unfortunately, at the moment. Yeah, so we have that, and that's the whole tree. Oh, good morning. Yeah, the YouTube bug. Scared. He's famous now. All right, and then you can't really see it, but I'll show you this. So you have this tree right here. It's a big tree. You got way up there. Good morning, Becky. And Eric, I'm glad to see you here, buddy, too. This tree's very big. And this other tree fell over. Yeah, the bugs look like an alien because I'm on an alien planet right now. Scared. All right, and then you have these big trees. He's cool. I just got some betta fish. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, so these trees look very cool, and watching the different stars and stuff is very nice through these trees. And then you have, this looks like an herb, but it's not the herb that y'all think, although it might look similar to it. This is what I was showing y'all earlier, which is a bunch of these things here, where they're good for privacy, and they're good for the, it's a nice ornamental plant that I kind of cultivated, but this was cultivated by the Native Americans, or what people call indigenous people of the Americas, for wheat, and they used it for herbs and stuff like that during the pre-Columbian era, before Columbus came. And it's related to the sunflowers distantly. That's why it has similar to a sunflower stalk. And yeah, so as I said, it looks like some sort of a plant, but it's not. It looks like an herb, but it's not the herb that y'all might think it is. It's not. And you have more of them right here. And these stalks are very strong. They're easy to pull out the ground. And you see, look, these are very good for holding up tomatoes, different plants, or marking things. It's very strong, very excellent. And when I saw this plant, I knew it had to be oh, look, this is another bug. Oh, these like to go they'll kind of fly in my hair, and I'll feel something, and yeah, they like to explore my vast hair sometimes, but they're friendly, they're not bad. He went away. But he's still on the stalk. He just kind of was shy for a second. Yeah, so I knew because the way it looked, it had to be cultivated. Hello, Mary Toodles. It's great to see you. I am doing this because I wanted to show the alien yard, and it was the time to do it. Scared. All right. So yeah, vast hair. Yeah, so this is another one. This isn't poisonous or anything, but this is another type of vine plant. And look, those are some trees, some different trees and vines mixed together. And some people in the distance are doing construction at 1 in the morning. This is an Asian pot type thing, and you have some water chilling right there, and yeah, so you have that, and you have some other flying things. All right, so this is where my original garden was when I first I have garden vlogs, and this is where my original garden vlog was, where I would plant the plants. And then right here is where I would keep the peppers and stuff. So as I said, more of these plants. We got some more famous snails. Scared. I'm not going to scare Poots. And if I see the possum come around here, we'll tell him hello. We can't bite him, though. Yeah, this is another vine. Another vine that likes to grow over this little hedge. Right here. Yeah, you see the more red. And I'm going to grow more plants that are going to be popping up. But these are the plants that are here right now. All right. So this is the bigger tree. That's the bigger tree. I grew it back in 2010. I remember the grass was being cut, and I told the guy who was cutting the grass to not cut this. It was a little bitty little sprout. And now it's way up in the sky now. So the child of this tree is this other tree right here that I showed y'all before. And those are some more scenery going deeper into this place yet. I can't believe someone is doing construction at 2 a.m. So weird. Yeah, scared. All right, this is some more spacious. This is where the raccoons like to fight each other over territory. You see, look, this is nice ground where you could although it's like a canopy. That's why there's no grass here, because it's like a canopy. Look at all that. Look at all this. Oh, this is an elderberry tree right here. Yeah, this is the elderberry tree. It's a wild one. and you're supposed to cook it first before you eat it. And that's what my buddy told me, and as hard-headed as I am, it's something I need to oblige to listen to. All right, so yeah, that's the elderberry tree. All right, so yeah, very spacious. Yeah, it's like a canopy. You see all these different. Start around 10 p.m. And Eric is a friend of mine from Smoke and Scan. I talk to him regularly. Shout out to him. In Eric, Louisiana. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, let's see, we have some. Oh, look, we got some more. We got Doodlebug. Right there. It's a cool bug right there. They're all over the place. Okay. I always like to film my scary little movies, and I filmed a Vietnam reenactment here where you're kind of walking through it. Well, you guys aren't too far. Well, God bless anyway. I'm staying up for the special live. Well, thank you, Miranda. All right. So basically, it looks a lot like Vietnam. It will. I mean, not like just like Vietnam, but I've done. Oh, look, another famous bug. It's a fly. Look at that. You got some sort of a spider type thing in here, right? No, it's just a deformed looking plant. That's all. Right, because it's similar to looking to, like, I made these little Vietnam type reenactment movies, like walking through it, and also I made a pirate movie in here too. So yeah, that's basically, you know, it looks like a jungle, and it's parallel to Vietnam. It's parallel to, it's where Vietnam is, you know, like by the equator. So that's why a lot of the similar stuff grows here. Back here, yeah, it's a tropical swamp. Tropical swamp. Now I have grown different things in this region. You know, like many years ago, I grew some carrots. I had a cotton plant actually. I grew there too, and some other stuff. Yeah, that's, you know, pretty much, you know, like a corn. Yeah, parallel weather or something like that. It's also similar to Africa. As I said, I cut the grass here, so it's, look at that. It's, and so, and Miranda has a very good question. Miranda says, Marian Alien, what kind of insects are the most popular out there? New Mexico, it's daddy longlegs, beetles, and reptiles. Or, yeah, Mary Toodles does not like reptiles. And we have beetles here. Now, we have all kinds of stuff. We have these different cicadas, and we have, unfortunately, there's, oh, let's go Dodgers. Let's go Dodgers. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's go Dodgers. Welcome to chat. Yeah, so basically, as I was saying, that, right now I'm in the back in the yard just showing you all around. So basically, there's a lot of, see, Mary says, I have to step away. We have daddy longlegs, Miranda, termites, flying roaches. Yeah, I was going to mention, unfortunately, we have cockroaches here, and there's quite a few of them. Mosquitoes, love bugs, and caterpillars. Yeah, so there's flying cockroaches. So basically, like, you'll see the walls at night, and you'll see them just chilling. And sometimes they'll kind of fly around. Yeah, wow, it's very swampy, beautiful area. So let's go Dodgers. Good to see you, buddy. Hello. All right, so you have this ground right here. And so this is, Miranda, remember I told you about, I was leaving Smoke and Scan for a little bit. This is the tree. This is the tree branch that they cut down because it was touching a neighbor's house. This is what oh, hey, Gam Catches Up. Yeah, shout out to Gam Catches Up. He has a cool channel that he paints different characters and stuff like that, and he's a cool dude. I recommend him. He has good streams too. All right, so Gam says, dropped in before bed. Hope you have a great stream and even better night, Alien Spaceship. Well, thank you. Thank you, Gam. Lived in Natch, Cholas. Did road work in West School at Northwestern State. Oh, that's really cool. All right. So, Miranda, this is the tree branch that when I left Smoking Skin for a little while, this is what I was moving out the way. This big thing right here. Scared. All right. No, he's not interrupting anything. He's doing good. He's being he's a cool dude. He's cool people. Yeah, so this is where Nak Utu. Hold on. Nak Tish. All right. All right, so this is where the tree branch was. It was in this region. And this is where it was, Miranda. It was right here. And I just moved it out the way to that area. So the Pootsy, the cat, can get through. Oh, look at this. Look at that. And look, I also moved that out the way. And it was over here. Yeah, so, and it was up there. So up in this tree. And it was touching the house over next door. So that's what I was doing with Miranda. I was over here and was kind of cutting the walkway. And we were kind of cutting the walkway, you know, with the different, we would call the vines and stuff like that. That's what we were doing. And seeing chat. Has happened to me, very traumatizing. Miranda said, Mary, I had a roach crawl on me recently at night because I left my window open. And no scream, I feel utterly grossed out to death. Oh yeah, absolutely. And Gam said, good to see you. I whooped a long night painted Donkey Kong. One of the original favorites. Yeah, facts. Yeah, we're here because we want to see Alien's Garden, yeah. So, we have that. We have that right there. And also there's a lot of critters. Yeah, this is what it looks like without the light. This is without the light. That's how dark it is. It's really nice and beautiful. And peaceful. All right. This is a little nature walk. Yeah, flying roaches are gross. Yeah. Yes, Miranda, absolutely. It's all SNS fam, welcome. This is an open discussion page as well with certain topics time to time. Yeah, absolutely. That's facts, Miranda. Oh, look at this. This is crikey. Looky here. Yeah, we have that. Yeah, they are from hell. That's true. I'm sure that the fallen ones had to create those things. It's like, how did that come from God? Exactly. And yeah, so yeah, this is the nature walk thing I made. When I was in school, I used to love to go back here. Scared. Yeah, I still love to go back here. All right, we're entering in the area. Yeah. This is some more of those plants that I was talking about, like those purple flowers. You have that, and you have some more of these kind of privacy hedge plants right here. And right there, I don't know, y'all can't really see it too well, but there's a palm tree over there. All right, this is a piece of a roof. My grandpa had a roofing company, so he was into this stuff. But this was a piece of an office construction, a little office building they had in the other yard, and it was torn down by, you know, with one of my grandpa's friends' bare hands, because they want to tear it down. But that's a rabbit hole that, you know, to go down. But so basically this is a piece of that office building. Oh, it's going out of focus now, but yeah, so this is a piece of the office building, but it's still the same type of material that you would put on a roof, on a sheet metal roof. All right, and you have, you know, this is a different type of vine actually right here. This thing, it's a different type of vine than the other vines that we've been seeing here. Yeah. Now, the cats and the different critters that live here, they love going through this and they love hiding in here. And right now a lot of them are sleeping, but during the day they'll kind of go around. And over in that direction is where there's a cat house that I constructed that I'm going to refurbish so Pootsy can use it. Yeah, so you have, this is kind of like a little bit of an open space, but it's where you have a lot of different plants and stuff. Let's see. Right there, you can't really see it, but there's a palm tree over there. You can't really see it, though. All right. And then you have this plant. You see, that looks a lot, in my opinion. But you see the cat eyes. Scared. Now look at this. Look at this cool plant. So this is a nice plant to run into. It looks like a thorny herb, but it's not, it's like you've got like thorns and an herb mixed together. That's what that thing kind of looks like. But yeah, it's a nice thing to walk into in the middle of the night, isn't it? It's a spiky, alien looking plant. It looks like from another planet. All this is just growing wild here. Yeah, and then you have this right here. Look, one day you gotta show us your cat's alien OMG. Oh, definitely. I'll show you all the cats in their room. The cats are, they're resting at the moment, but yeah, I'll do a cat room live, definitely. All right, this is, oh yeah, Silver, I grow vegetables. I haven't, you didn't see the daikon. I'll go back and show y'all. So this looks like wheat. It looks like a wild wheat. Yeah, definitely, Miranda, definitely. Yeah, so you have this plant. It looks a lot like wheat. Whatever it is, it's a wild plant. And it's like I used to like to put that, like the stem part in my mouth because I would see it in like movies and stuff, and it was interesting to do that. Yeah, see, like right here. See, I remember when I was growing up, I saw this. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. It's all wild. This grows wild here. Oh, look at that strange plant. It's a spiky. That one looks like a dandelion. The flower looks like a dandelion, but it looks like a spiky plant at the same time. It's like a hybrid thing. More of those different. That was a plant from a long time ago that's there. All right, so another time when the lighting's better, I'll show you all the palm tree that you can't see because it's dark over there. Oh, look at this, man. This is, you see, it looks kind of like okay, those are bugs covering it. Different types of bugs. Yep. And you have some spiders. It's a whole ecosystem right here. Yeah, and then you have all that. You have all these different little bugs that like to go on here. Yeah. Oh yeah. This looks like an alien plant right here. You see, it looks like a dandelion flower, but it's a spiky plant. Just get stuck in your socks and clothes. Let's go Dodgers. I'm Louisiana. That's where I am. And you have it over there in LA. Oh, I didn't know that. It looks like a Venus flytrap. Yeah, definitely. You're the desert. I'm in Nam, Vietnam. I'm not literally Vietnam, but it looks like Vietnam. Vietnam. So yeah, that's another one of those wheat-looking plants. Right there's more of them, and this is kind of like a little. There's more. There's like a whole bunch of more yard there. There's tons of yard, tons of it. This whole area is tons of it. You see that? I don't know. You can't see that red thing. It's a storage container from a long time ago. It looks like a cargo. It's a red cargo. What we call crate, like you would see on those ships in China. It's a big, long, red cargo metal crate thing that they put on those ships. Now, when I clear some of this out, like not clear all the plants, but clear a little passageway, another time I'll show you all it up more up close. But yeah, it's very cool. Very big, heavy doors. like those that are, in the oceans and on trains. It's like those things you see on trains and boxcars. That's what that's what that thing. Oh, there it is. Right, you see that thing right there? That red thing. That's the. It's like they have on the trains and you have on those ships and stuff. Yeah, a shipping container. Yeah, it was used for storage. It's still storing stuff in there. Nothing, just like some, stuffed animals probably from Katrina, but they weren't really anything too bad. Like, it wasn't anything, like, nothing's damaged, and some like furniture and stuff. It's nothing really, and it's kind of falling apart in there, inside of it. Let's see, can I show them this? Will that, oh, okay, okay. Okay, let's see, does that work? Does that work? Oh. To show them that. Okay, so that's all I could show. So the elephant ear were awesome. I'd show them the rerun backwards going up your house. All right, so this is the back part, as I said. A very spacious yard. Very spacious yard, yeah. As I said, look, this would be good, look, it's very easy to pull out the ground. See? It pulls out the ground easily. And look, this is the root of the plant. Thank you, Miranda, thank you. Yeah, this is the root of the plant. And this was used by the Native Americans, or people like to call indigenous people, for, herbal herbs for, sicknesses and certain, pains and stuff. Also, it's in viral infections, and it's like a staff. It's a good staff to walk around with. And as I said, you want to, like, tomatoes and stuff, you just put that stake in the ground, or some sort of a passageway, like a little gate or something. This would be very good for it. All right, it just pulls right out the ground. All right, we'll show them the other parts where they didn't see earlier. All right. Oh, all right. I have to duck under this branch because the branch is construction and 2 in the morning. I water plants with this. I water plants with that. And I've used this hole to extract soil. All right, so these are the Mexican flowers that came from Mexico and they blew in here. They're white and very light pink. They just grow wild. They grow wild here. Here are the elephant ear plants. While we do have those in New Mexico, are they tall when it comes to the stem? They get bigger, Miranda. Yeah, I don't remember how tall they get, but they get not to the sky, but they get much taller than that. Yeah. See, this is an elephant ear plant from that area, and it migrated here. And in 2020 or 2019, oh yeah, y'all have super tall ones too. Yeah, and you see that one. It's a descendant of one I put there a long time ago. So over here, this is where the base is. The South built different, yes. Yeah. So these are descendants of a 1 plant or 2 plants that I put here in 2020, 2019, when the pandemic happened, and it spread over here. It migrated over here also. And there are snakes that like to lurk around here, but I didn't mention that, but that's what they like to lurk here. All right, so I feel like I'm hosting some nature channel right now. So yeah, those are descendants, and this is a pathway. Is it nice space? This is. Oh, Miranda, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Yeah. So this is the. This is where I'm going to plant some of the vegetables. I'm going to grow some turnips and different plants. I have grown hot peppers before. Yeah, so you got that right there. You got an elephant ear plant lurking. This came from a couple of them. I put it as a pathway that were this way, a couple of them in a pathway. And we have that there. That was a descendant of one of them. As I said, these are the edgy flowers. And those are that's the hitchhiker seeds. And it's a little purple flower lurking. All right, so here is the vegetable. Although this I let grow out and is being used as seeds, so I harvested the seeds from these things, and there's little bugs that were on it. But yeah, so these are the seeds. This is the daikon plant. Now I did eat plenty of the daikon that I grew, but I let some grow out to harvest their seeds. Yeah, you have that. And usually this would be white, but this it's a little bit old, it's aged, and it's, as I said, being used for seed cultivation. And that's like the part of it you would hypothetically eat, but the whole plant is edible technically. But this is not, this is kind of an older plant that was used for seeding. You usually would get it before it bolts, so before it starts seeding. Yeah, so this part of the little plant that's still hanging in there. But I grew this back last November, but as I said, I harvested plenty daikon and I ate it. This is from Japan. Shout out to Sarah. She was the one that told me about it. But as I said, I did eat them, and I let some grow into seeds. Right, so there you go. Those are some vegetables. Over here was where I had the winter spinach, and I harvested it and made the salad out of it. Those that saw that, right? These are some more elephant ear plants that are just chilling. All right, this one, so those that weren't here, this is the one that is from when I was graduating in 2017. I grew my grandma didn't want some of in the other yard, the elephant ear plants that were growing, and they were kind of like sitting there on the ground, and I put them in a pot. And these are the descendants of those plants that are, from a long time ago, from 2017. And look, there's a famous snail. Right there. Another one right there. They're just enjoying the plant. All right, so you have those. I love the train. All right, and you have that right there. You have these like some interesting looking vines right there. All right. These are the other elephant ear plants. It just has some dew on it. Right. They look like peas. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, they do. Yeah. And that is an alien lamp in the yard. It's really, really nice. Yeah, God bless les snails. Yeah, so shout out to the light over there. It's a little lantern for gnomes and aliens that come through here from the. All right, so you have this. Let's see. I'll show y'all again. 11 likes. Have a good night, guys. Thank you, Miranda. God bless you. Thank you so much for coming and chilling with me. All right. So, all right, this is the stalk of a sunflower that I grew. It was the tallest one. Right there. And right there is a spider that's living there now. And he's being famous on YouTube, or she's being famous on YouTube now. 12 likes. So shout out to 12 likes. Thank y'all for liking the video. I appreciate it. Yeah, so I just let this here. Usually the hurricanes knock them down, but this one didn't. Now in the fall, I have these Jerusalem artichoke type plants that grow in here, and the roots are cool. Let's go Dodgers. God bless. I'll see you at SNS. Facts. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see you at SNS, Miranda. Very cool. I'm glad to have the SNS family here with me. I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. So yeah, we have in here that would grow these different, they're related to sunflowers, but they look like a bunch of, look like tiny sunflowers. They're not growing yet. In the fall, I'll show y'all the plants. So yeah, over there. So this is kind of like, that's like the roots of them. And they come back every year. Yeah, so they're chilling in there. Yeah, some more of the red vines, the edgy vines. And this is just like a tundra of eclectic plants that are just randomly growing around. Now, when a hurricane came through here, it knocked this over this way, because that's where the hurricane was coming. It was coming that way, and it knocked it over this way. So yeah, it's interesting scenery, and I have done a lot of the clearing. And oh, look at some more elephant ear plants right here. Hello, tons of fun carvings. It's great to see you here. Yeah. Spaceship has a lot of love for everybody. Yeah. All right. So you have, yeah. So this is a piece of the Jerusalem plant. All right. This. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that y'all like what I'm showing. But as I said, as the year goes on, I'll have more plants also to show y'all. I'll grow some more of the peppers and the different little plants that will be in this region. So, oh, Eric has a very good question. How do you see the sunflower on top? At the moment, there's no sunflowers right now that are growing. But with the sunflowers that are growing, usually, you would see the way at the top, you would see the sunflower. But as I said, no sunflowers are growing right now. If you meant something else, you could explain what you mean. But yeah, there's no sunflowers growing at the moment. It's just a stalk that was once there. Yeah, and tons of fun carving. This is the jungle. Yeah, a lot of jungle plants. And oh, what I do with sunflowers, I cut the heads off. I know it kind of sounds gory, and I use the seeds, and they're good, they're edible, and they're very good for health and nutritious. And when I grow stuff, I've grown corn before. I've grown pretty much everything. Oh, I've grown broccoli, and oh, the broccoli is delicious. Broccoli's delicious. It's as green as this. It's a dark green color. Like the broccoli you see at the grocery store is like kind of like a lighter green. This is like a dark green, and it tastes so much. It tastes a million times different, like a completely different plant. Yeah, that's hilarious, Miranda. Hilarious. Right. Yeah. So, and that one, that's the center of it. That's where these little flowers come out. This is a cousin of the sunflower plant, just like the Jerusalem artichoke is. There's the pool rooms, and there's Alien Yard. Yeah, shout out to the train. I love hearing the train sounds. Very nice. Let's see something. Is that visible? That's not really visible. Usually it could be visible, but there's a light on probably that's causing a ricochet effect. All right. So, and I like looking at the different plants and stuff. Yeah, as I said, I know y'all may have been here. You heard me say this already, but I'm saying this for people that are coming in here that may not have heard me before. This is from China, and was brought to the American colonies. All SNS, love you all. Stay safe. God bless. Shout out to the train and the pool rooms. Amen. As I said, mysterious car going by. All right. So yeah, this is from China, but it was brought to the colonies, and they spread it all over the country, and they turned yellow and orange and red. These ones turn purple. They turn purple also a little bit. Yeah, very cool. So, yeah. You thought you're watching the Blair Witch Project. Scared. Oh no, I'm kind of like the oddball, because I like to be in here when it's like this, and I'll just walk around, like, just be hanging out. But yeah, yeah. So I'm an eccentric alien. But so you have this where I filmed. Oh, 14 likes. Thank y'all. Yeah. So we have as I said, I like to do the different I had these videos where I would walk through this like it was Vietnam. And also did a pirate one, so that's one of the reasons I like to grow these, because I like to film little short films in here. Like, say for instance, it'll be silent like this. I'm trying to figure out what those things are too, but yeah, anyway. I don't know what that is on this plant. What is that? It must be some type of fungus. Look at that. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, there's a bug in there. Cool. Oh. Oh, I hear it chirping. Hilarious. Oh, Eric, no, the sunflower is dead. It's deceased. It's just a skeleton. Won't come back. It'll have to be plant. I have to plant new seeds in the ground. Yeah. So the plant, as I said, the sunflowers, when the stalk, it dies after it starts to. So sunflower comes up, and then it's the leaves, the petals start to fall off, and the seeds there. Then it's deceased, and then you collect the seeds. So no, the sunflowers is just, it will not come back. It lived its life, and it produced seeds for like reproduction. Oh, look at this, man. Look. Oh, that's a dragonfly, and it's attracted to the light. And oh, the dragonflies get high. Yeah, see, look, it's getting high right now because of the light that's on it. They go crazy for these lights. He's getting high. It's perfect. The smoking skin, the SNS fam is here while a dragonfly gets high. Tons of fungus cravings. He's buzzing out, man. He's like on crack right now. He's like in a euphoric, utopian state. Yeah, fungus, spaceship right here. Yeah, the dragonfly and his bag of puff. Yeah. There's a mosquito on my end. It's trying to sting. It's trying to bite the phone. Scared. Oh, that's awesome, Miranda. I'm glad you're going to do that. That's awesome. Oh yeah, the dragonfly wants me right now. Trying to marry me right now. It's going all over the place. And you got this like one snail that's like being neutral. The snail is trying to exist but can't, because he's smoked himself a bag, and he's like barely even here right now. He barely exists. Oh, now he's waking up because he knows the fam is here. He's just like, he's trying to be awake. Yeah, that snail's high. High as a kite. It looks like some yeast stuff on there. Or some like wood shavings or something. It's, I don't know. It's quite, yeah, it's quite fascinating in this nature. More of this strange stuff right here. It may be true, Miranda. It may be true. Yeah, the snails and myself, I was, messing around, but I think that snail might be smoking secretly. But we'll have to go and investigate him for that. But I could swear I think he is, though. It might be an exception, but usually the snails and I don't smoke anything. All right, so yeah, you see that right there? Yeah, as I said, it's a type of fungus. It looks like a witch warts. That's what that looks like. Y'all think that I came up with yeah, y'all think that it was a term that I'm using where I'm trying to be we would call, it's a term, no, it's something I just made up because it looks like a witch from Wizard of Oz, like the green one, like the warts. That's what it looks like. Yeah, so you got some warts. There's some right there. Uh-oh. Oh, look at that. Look, it's a raccoon right here. It's a raccoon. A raccoon came to visit us. Well, shout out to the raccoon right there. Hey, buddy. How you doing, man? Raccoon came to tell us hello. Isn't that so cool? See, this is the yeah, shout out to the raccoon. Facts. Snails used to leave happy trails when I lived in Washington State. Oh, awesome. Awesome. All right. Yeah, this is the tree trunk. These are some other... Dad's living in Washington. Ah, okay. Yeah, this is the tree trunk right here. All right. As I said, that's the elderberry tree. Miranda said, in my area, there's dirt, not a lot of greening. It was planted there like football grass. In my area, there's dirt, not a lot of greening. Where is it planted? They're like football grass. All right, Miranda. All right. All right, so this is the elderberry tree. But look at it closely because y'all are like, this man showed it. But guess what? Watch this. Here we go. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, there's more in the back. They have to be cooked before eaten. But yeah, it's just a wild tree just chilling. All right, and you have, look at that insane green. Right. I know everybody's kind of like, that looks like a certain type of herb, but it's not. I know it kind of looks similar to it, but it's not. But as I said, it's connected to the sunflower plant. It's distant cousins with it. And the sunflower plant is cousins with other plants. But as I said, this is called a giant ragweed, but not the weed that y'all are thinking of, but it's some other type of plant, as I said before. But yeah, anyway, so look, that's a yellow. It's kind of being rotted. It's not rotten, but the leaf is passing away. All right. That. This is where I do spooky videos in this part. Oh, look at this big vine. It does. That is true. It looks like a Ninja Turtle. That's true. Any pesto by mantis? Yes, there are mantises. Not right here, but yes, we have praying mantises. All right. So we have, look at that. This vine is growing so big it must have been untouched, because this is bigger than the other ones that we've seen. So the leaves are getting gigantic. And one day I left Smoke and Scan for SNS, whatever you want to call it, for a little while. Smoke and Scan, where I was clearing this out, and this was over here because I was touching a neighbor's house over there. Hello, Rebecca. Thank you. Glad you're here. So, and I'm going to show Rebecca the whole thing again. So, yeah, so I had to move that out the way, and I was cutting some vines out the way too. Yeah, so this is like kind of like a spooky part where you can have, like, right here. Scared. I'm scared. Spooky night. Hilarious, chat. Hilarious. Alright. And look, you have that. Yeah, I'm going to need some Timu water. So yeah, those big branches we got to get out the way. Yeah, scared. Alright, so Rebecca didn't see it, so we're going to have to go and do it again. But yeah, so that's the nature walk. Yeah, look at all that. Look at all that. Wow. I'm going to go show Rebecca remember, I'm going to repeat myself again. So, for Rebecca, because I want to show her what's going on here. Oh, we saw a raccoon earlier. We saw a raccoon earlier that came to chill with us. All right, here we go. Oh, this is the pumpkin plant. This is pumpkin. Yeah. So you take a pumpkin from Halloween and you just let it rot, and this is what you get. You get all these little pumpkin plants sprouting. All right, so this is the elephant ear plant, Rebecca. It has some dew on it. Okay. And people doing construction at 2 in the morning. And I said, this is the plant where a couple of years ago, 2019, 2020, I put 2 plants here. And Rebecca, this is the descendant of that plant. These are all the descendants, and it migrated over here. No, I don't live out of town. I live on the outskirts. I know it seems kind of, Mary Toodles doesn't like it when I say it's like the country, but it's very quiet. It's like on the outskirts of a very famous city. All right. You have that, so that's another one. This is the pathway, the Timu Passage. This was created by pacing back and forth a few million times. So I like pacing around a lot. All right, so you got some more here. This was from another set I grew in 2017 after I graduated. Right before my graduation, I put the 2 plants that were supposed to be discarded, and I put them in a pot, and now these are all of its offspring. It's so cool. Tons says, Alien, you should check out my carving of the big tree stump. I carved snail, rabbits, elephant, a rose, and green man. It's pretty cool. I've seen your channel before. I'll go look at those videos specifically, and y'all go subscribe to him. He has some cool content. Yeah, so we got some more. And I left the vines here because they like to grow through the vines. And also, as I said, I left this daikon here. Although I ate daikon, I ate a couple of them. I let some of them become seeds, and I've been harvesting the seeds. It's a Japanese plant. It's a vegetable. And that's usually when it's fresh, it's white, and you would eat it. But this one is like for seeding. And those are seed pods. Alright. That's where I grew the spinach. Made some nice salad out of it. People doing construction at, it's 2 in the morning. There we go. Then you got, this is the one, as I said, a group of them that I grew back in. It's the descendants of them that are here. And a bunch of vines, and you have some snails chilling. Over here, we're going to start, some more garden stuff here. All right. That one's nice and green right there. Oh, that's a stink bug. All right, it's a famous stink bug. I graduated from high school in 2017. Yeah, these are the Mexican flowers, Rebecca. And they're pink and they're white. They just migrated here naturally. They blew in here. Again, the Chinese tree. And it turns colors in the fall. This one is the child. Oh, tons. I understand. I relate. I understand. I grew this back in 2010. This little tree was chilling, and I didn't want it to be cut. Now it's a humongous tree now. A gigantic tree. It's all nice and big now. But you had stink bug pets. Wow. It looks kind of like a fairy tale tree. That's the elderberry tree. Then you have all this. This is just canopy. Because that's why there's no grass here, because there's no sunlight. It didn't stink on you. The stink bug knew better. This is a little indentation right here. Is where I used to dig for some soil sometimes. And I put some water bottles and stuff as a filling so nobody would go and trip and fall in it. This is a plant that in the islands they cultivated it for different herbal uses and medical uses, and also wheat. And it's a good plant for when it dries out. It's a good stalk for trees, for tomatoes and stuff like that. Oh, look at this thing. Whoa. Look at that thing. You're famous, buddy. You're now famous. Yep. Yeah, tons. That's true. That's true. And also, there's a lot of cockroaches. Look at this. This wasn't here before. Nature was trying to get me in was trying to hold me captive, was trying to set a trap for me. Haha. Timu, the Timu plants. I didn't fall for that one. Yes, we do, Silver. They're snakes. Yes, that is true. They're brown. They're gray and they're long. When they see me, they kind of slither off. Oh, that's funny, Eric. That's a piece of a office building shed thing that my grandpa's friend. They're demolishing it, and the dude tore it down with his hands. It was interesting to watch. That was back in 2015. And yeah, it's over here for storage, but it's just kind of resting here because look at all this jungle. Yeah. There's raccoons in here lurking, and here is a wheat plant that I was showing earlier. Scared. And Rebecca, this is like a city of insects, and it looks like a dandelion type flower, but it's spiky. This is how, a way to water the plants right there. All right. Okay. Yes, it could be sold for scrap. I think the intention, they were going to use it for a couple of different things with the, for different stuff that needs to be repaired. But yeah, it could be used for scrap, sold for scrap too. But now it's just kind of buried back there. Yeah. Yeah, and also let's see something here. Yeah, so that is, and I will do more of these garden tours, and I will also do other streams about the garden touring because it's something that I do every so often. And I also, in these type of lives, I talk about different things while I sit here. But this time I was glad that the fam was here to show them around. Yeah, it's a very big yard. It's very big. There's actually more stuff here. Look at this. This smells very good, by the way. It smells very good. And I remember I used to kind of sit in there during the Johnny Depp trial at night when I was off, and this would smell so good. I don't even know what it is. Those are some more of those plants I cultivated using for, sticks and, for plants and stuff. And it's a nice place to sit in over there. All right. So, yeah, so that is, that is the garden and the variety of different plants that I have. And I am going to grow some more stuff, but that was what we have for now. Something else that you could do is you could take the top of a pineapple plant and that could be planted and make a new pineapple. That's something I've done before. And also potatoes and garlic. There's other things that could be grown too. Actually, not all of you have the type of, like, this is a real greeny terrain. Not all parts of the country are greeny like this, especially out in the western parts. All right. Also going to go and check this thing. Okay. Now, I will say that thank you all for being here. This is it for the garden tour. But as I said, I do more of these live streams where I do the phone ones in the yard. I did a snow live stream when it snowed here. I do these type of lives and talk here. I look around the yard. So yeah, that was pretty cool to show you all around. I'm glad that y'all enjoyed it. Now I'll be ending the stream, and that was it. And I'm glad that y'all came here. I appreciate it. And Silver says, OMG, that would scare the pants out of me. Yeah, absolutely. I understand. Thank you for taking us through your garden. Or you're welcome. Let's go. Dodgers, you're welcome. And shout out to the Dodgers, by the way. Very cool team. I like that. Very good team. Yeah. And let's see anything else. And then we'll be ending it. Yeah, so we've had an active week of streaming. I've never streamed this much before. And it's been doing very well. Yeah. Right. Glad it popped in the chat, y'all peeps. And thank you, SNS fam, for coming here. And the other fan that came to chill with me. All right. And that'll be it. And here we go.